Creator of Rick and Morty Dan Harmon discusses how the stunning character death in Season 7, Episode 5 was handled. Harmon's popular animated science fiction adventure series, which debuted in 2013, chronicles the intergalactic adventures of brilliant Rick Sanchez and his grandson Morty Smith. Half of the most recent batch of episodes of the show, which debuted on Adult Swim last month for its 7th season, have already been released. Now, in a recent interview with Variety, Harmon discusses the biggest surprise of Rick and Morty Season 7, Episode 5, which was revealed to be Rick Prime's death. According to Harmon, Rick C-137 basically gave a leash that's around his neck to someone that isn't him, because he's more invested consciously in the destruction of himself by killing Rick Prime and allowing evil Morty to escape with the Omega device. The dedication to self-destruction strikes me as both tragic and admirable, and authors and intoxicated people like me find it fascinating. See the rest of Harmon's remarks below. That seemed like a really good notion to cling to. It reminded me of The Wire, in that you discover over the first season that there are several types of villains, and then you get to witness your favorite drug traffickers take on the person who has shown time and time again that he is a worthless sociopath. That concept of collaborations where it's not as cut and dry as "I'll put on a white hat. You put on a white hat. Let's pursue the man wearing the black hat." When Season 7 started, there was substantial debate as to whether Rick's need for vengeance, following the death of his wife Diane, was what truly made him who he was. After all, in the early episodes, he prioritizes other outings over his quest for vengeance, including his travels with Jerry. But in Episode 5, Rick C-137 gives into his dark inner need for vengeance, making it obvious that getting even still remained his only goal. Rick isn't left feeling pleased and entire again after beating Rick Prime to death, as is so frequently the case with violent vengeance missions. As a result of the deed, Rick is left feeling cold and empty, and his death, which the Rick and Morty post-credits scene emphasizes, does nothing to close the huge hole in his heart. Since Rick Prime has been a major character in the show for a number of seasons as Rick C-137's adversary, it's probable that a different Rick C-137 will appear in the remaining episodes of Season 7. After his successful retaliation mission, Rick C-137 might not have much direction or purpose for the remainder of Rick and Morty Season 7. This would indicate a slightly darker tone and possibly a more contemplative plot in the next episodes. The implications of Rick Prime's death will probably be felt for a while, even though it's unclear what surprises Harmon has in store for the final few episodes of Rick and Morty Season 7.